On March 20th, 1937, the Babe, not that one, Babe Dickerson, possibly the greatest female athlete of all time, pitched an inning of exhibition ball for the Philadelphia Athletics versus the Brooklyn Dodgers. Here's the story behind this amazing athlete you may have never heard of, and how she got to be on the pitcher's mound versus the men. Welcome to Daily Sports History. I'm Ethan Reese, your guide to a rapid deep dive into sports history every day. Born Mildred Ella Dickerson, she actually got the nickname Babe because of how great an athlete she was. Growing up a part of 7 children in Texas, her parents were immigrants from Norway. Though she had great talents on the field, she also had talents off, competing in sewing and seamstress competitions while growing up, which also led her to making her own uniforms for the sports she played. Now, what sports did she play? Basically all of them. She had accomplishments in basketball, track, golf, baseball, tennis, swimming, diving, boxing, volleyball, handball, bowling, billiards, skating, and cycling. Just saying that list is exhausting to me, but she wanted to be the greatest athlete who ever lived. And she started to gain notoriety on the track and field circuit, as well as being an All-American basketball player. Her first job out of high school was as a secretary for the Employers Casualty Insurance Company of Dallas. But she was not hired to be a secretary. She was actually hired to play for the company's basketball team, the Golden Cyclones. And to keep her amateurism, she was employed by them and paid to be a secretary, but was really being paid to play basketball. And she was an All-American basketball player. She led the team to the AAU, the Amateur Athletic Union Basketball Championship in 1931. But Dickerson wanted to focus on track and field as the Olympics were coming up. And in 1932, at the AAU Championships in track and field, she competed in 8 of the 10 events offered, winning 5 outright and tying in another one. Dickerson's performance was so good, she single-handedly beat the next best team, which had 22 athletes on it. And at the 1932 Olympics, held in Los Angeles, California, she set 4 world records, winning 2 gold medals and 1 silver. But in 1934 is when she crossed the line and played a professional baseball exhibition game for the Philadelphia Athletics against the Brooklyn Dodgers. Now, this was only for a spring training game. It was really more of a publicity stunt. They did get a great athlete and someone that had played baseball in her entire life, so she wasn't just a slouch on the field. But it wasn't a real tryout. It wasn't a chance to actually make the team. It was just to get fans to come watch the game. That didn't stop her from doing good, not allowing a hit, and just walking one batter. But then in 1935, she really took off in the game of golf. And this was a sport that she would mark her stamp forever. She had been playing in amateur tournaments for years. And then in January 1938, she actually competed at the Los Angeles Open, a PGA tournament event for men. No other woman had competed against men in tournaments until more recently with the likes of Annika Sorenstam and Michelle Wheat, about 6 decades after Babe Dickerson did it. She didn't go on to win the event, but just competing at that time was impressive. And she had a love for golf, and her love actually led her to her husband, who she met at that tournament, was paired with her, and the two eventually got married 11 months later. And she would go on to compete in more PGA tournaments throughout her career here and there. And in 1945, she became the first woman to make it past the first cut in a PGA tournament event. And she played a pivotal role in starting the LPGA, which she dominated in the early years, including winning the first Women's U.S. Open, the first World Champion, and the All-American Open. But unfortunately, shortly after the LPGA started, she got diagnosed with cancer that had spread to her lymph nodes and became inoperable. But that didn't stop her from competing for the next couple years, until 1955, when the pain from the cancer became unbearable. She went on to pass away in 1956 at the age of 45. But she left a legacy in golf that can still be seen to this day, as there's still awards and tournaments named after her. She finished her athletic career with 4 world records, 2 gold medals and a silver, 11 PGA Tour victories, making the World Golf Hall of Fame in 1974, being the Athlete of the Year 6 times from 1932 to 1954, and posthumously was given the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2021. You may have not heard her name before, but she truly was one of the greatest athletes of all time. Thank you for listening to today's Daily Sports History. If you like this, please join our community on social media. We got Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest. Wherever you like to socialize online, we're there to help join you and have fun along the way. And come back tomorrow for more Daily Sports History.